Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to share my entire shoe collection with you. So if you like designer and unusual heels, then you're in the right place. I have over 140 pairs of shoes to share with you, and I've saved one of my most special pairs for last, so please stick around for those. I'll have links below to the same or similar heels if I can find them, so you can grab a pair for yourself. And with that, let's get started. We're going to start the collection with all of my strappy heeled sandals. These sandals are in a gorgeous blue suede with some amazing organic wavy cutouts. Next, we have a very similar pair of sandals in a beautiful smooth nude leather. These are also very comfortable. They're a size 36 or a US 6, and since they have a shorter heel than some of my others, they're just really comfortable to walk around in. I really feel like these are the perfect neutral heels for me, the ones that I can just pair with almost anything. Continuing the wavy organic shape trend, we have these Vivienne Westwood heels. They're from the Anglomania collection and they're in the gorgeous pale yellow. And the upper wavy portion is attached to a mesh, so they're a lot more durable than they look. This is the first of many pairs of United Nude shoes I own. I love their style. They have gorgeous architectural features in most of their shoes, and they have a lot of like bold, not only bold silhouettes, but also bold colors, which I love. I'm a huge fan of being as colorful as you want, and I want every shoe in every color you can possibly imagine. I love the curved heel on these, and they Velcro on, so super easy to get into and just easy to wear. Very beautiful. Since we're on the topic of extremely bold colored shoes, how do you feel about these beautiful Fendis? They are, oh, and check out that heel. Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? They are a red and pink and like an orangey yellow PVC. Cara Delevingne wore these in Fendi's Spring/Summer 2014 runway collection. And they also make an appearance in the 2019 movie Charlie's Angels, which I have to admit was absolutely terrible, but they do show up on the shelf. So I watched to at least that point in the movie before turning it off. Next up, we have these space age meets fantasy United Nude heels. Check out the gorgeous gem heel. It's so beautiful in the sunshine. It absolutely glows. It's this really pretty lucite. Yeah, I love these. It reminds me of when I was a child, I had a bunch of these fantasy filly horses, and they would light up and had glowing gem horns and different things like that for the unicorns. And so this is kind of my way of keeping those around, even though I don't have them anymore. Next up are these suede heels by Barbara Bowie. They're a beautiful brown suede with geometric gold overlays. Very royalty meets dune. Here we have a pair of Max Azria heels. They are really beautiful. I love all the straps and the cutouts. The color is gorgeous. I love the wooden heel. Max Azria seems to have a problem with comfortable shoes, though, at least for me. And these ones, their problem is the seam ends right under the ball of your foot, like a huge chunky seam, too. So you have to wear some sort of like cushy insert. Otherwise, these are absolutely impossible to wear for more than a few minutes. But otherwise, I really, really like them. You can see me wearing them here at the Biohacking Conference VIP dinner with Dave Asprey. These are from the Spring 2015 Philip Lim runway show, and I am absolutely obsessed with this particular collection. I love the shoes. I love the overly thick piping that turns into the wraps that tie around your ankles. These are so sexy. With the open heel like that, you'll want to size down at least half a size. Otherwise, you'll feel like they're too big. I also have them in this beautiful dark forest green. This was the first pair I actually got, and I could not resist. I saw them on the Real, and I'm pretty sure I got these for like $25, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, these are a size 36 or a US 6, which is a little bit too big for me in these because of the open back heel. But they're really hard to find, and I got them for a ridiculous price. So, just gonna wear them as they are. Hopefully, I'll find a 35 and a half in the future and I'll be able to sell these. Now, normally a size 35 would be way too small for me, but because of the open back, you can see how they cup my feet just perfectly. So the smaller size is actually really good in this style. And I got the lower heel because I was going to wear these to a wedding. Didn't end up doing that, but I still love them. I am obsessed with this entire collection. So if I can get any color and any style, I'm going to. This is a pair of ASOS heels in a gorgeous, like bright aqua color, and they have a really pretty matching metallic heel. I was searching for a pair of shoes to go with this really particularly colored dress, and these came up, and I decided that they were perfect. Normally, I stay away from the satin shoes because I'm so worried about ruining them. The material is just so delicate, but I love these, and they are 100% a perfect match for the dress. So I'm keeping them, and they're really comfortable. This is a pair of Emilio Pucci's that I found on ThreadUp earlier this summer. Now, I was not aware of the Pucci Girl summer trend when I picked these up. I just got them because I didn't have this color combination and I loved the geometry of them. And then later I discovered that it was like a massive trend and everybody wanted anything by Pucci they could get. So I do feel lucky being able to snap these up in my size and an interesting colorway. These Aquazuras are probably the first pair of designer shoes I ever purchased, and I didn't really know anything about European like shoe sizing at the time, so I got to put them in a size 35 and a half, which is like a 5.5 in US. And normally that wouldn't fit me in a heel, but somehow these managed to, so I'm very grateful for that. I wore them to my first biohacking conference dinner a few years ago, and also for a little photo shoot. These are Jerome C. Rousseau heels. They've got kind of a blocky, like almost wedge heel. Very comfortable once you get in them. They have a small elastic stretch piece on the inside, and they're really, really, really hard to get your foot into. Once they're on, they're great, but it's a struggle to get your foot through the top. Here we have a pair of Nicholas Kirkwood heels. I really love the curved heel in the back. I'm a huge fan. You will see that come up over and over again in my shoes. The black part is a suede leather, and then we've got this really great mottled, like purple metallic strap that velcros at the top. These are United Nudes. They're very comfortable, very easy to walk in. I like the heel from the side, but I really don't like how it like flares out at the bottom when you're looking at it from the back. So I've always kind of regretted this purchase a little bit just because I don't know. I like them, but I really kind of hate that heel style from the back view. So I'm not sure how I feel at the moment, but they are great to walk in. So now, this vibrant pair of heels is by Peter Pilato, and it's from his spring 2016 runway collection. I love the bright blue and yellow colors, and of course, the cutouts, the organic, flowy design is really up my alley. I love anything that looks like organic, futuristic, anything like that. I will wear it in a heartbeat. These heels are by Chrissy Morris, and they're made out of a black neoprene kind of material, very stretchy, very comfortable to wear. And the gray geometric pieces are stingray leather, I believe. Very, very beautiful. Has all the little dots in it. Um, these are really difficult to walk in, though. Their pitch is very, very steep, and I find it to be extremely difficult to walk more than a few steps in them. So I don't know if that will ever change, but for now, I can't really wear them. These are the heels that made me fall in love with United Nude for the first time. They are the Web High, and I wore them to Pillar Falls for a photo shoot, and they were featured in the Bibhu Mohapatra Resort Collection for 2013. They're made of laser cut leather on the top, and the heel is a cellular design made out of metal. Very pretty. Now, I waited a long time, but I was also able to pick them up in white and silver. I wore these to the Crocker Art Museum in Sacramento, California when I visited. I've seen them for sale in black, white, and red, but they're very rare. And I also found out that there was a blue pair that Effie Trinket wore in The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which is the second movie. Now, I've never seen a pair for sale, but they might exist somewhere out there in the world. And there is actually a Hunger Games exhibit where they are shown on display. Now, this is the one pair of Max Azria shoes I can say is actually quite comfortable. I wore them to it was some kind of dance party for one of the biohacking conferences. It was super fun. I wore it with this crazy metal armor dress, and I was able to dance the night away, and I had no trouble with them, but they are a few sizes too big, so that might be why they're more comfortable than some Max Azrias that I've tried. These beauties are by Mista, which is a Spanish brand. They have a gorgeous lucite heel that is mostly green, has some clear at the top, with a really pretty gold detail, some nice cutouts. The top section you can tell is fabric, it's some kind of green fabric, and then we have a black leather bottom section that goes over the foot. They're very comfortable, really, really pretty, so stunning. I really get strong Art Deco vibes from these because of the gold detailing and the color green. Here's another similar Mista pair. These are in full black leather this time with a yellow lucite heel. I love lucite heels. I love the clear heels. I love the sunlight when they go through them. They're so gorgeous. Now, this is a really cool pair of futuristic brown wedges by Max Azria. I wore them to go see the second Dune movie in theaters, and I did a little photo shoot beforehand, so I'll throw that up on the screen right now. They're overall pretty comfortable, but the front part does dig into the front of my foot a little bit, so I may have to keep stretching them out to get the perfect size. Next, we have a unique pair of United Nude heels with a geometric cantilevered heel. They're made out of a beautiful gray spotted leather with a silver detail along the heel. I wore these to the Fleischmann Planetarium in Reno and then later out to the El Dorado Casino for dinner. I'm not really sure I should have worn them with the dress I chose that night because I feel like the ankle strap makes my legs look a little bit shorter. They're very comfortable and I still love them. I just might need to find something else to wear them with. This is a pair of suede Nicholas Kirkwood platform heels. The metal heel makes these really unique, and the way that the silver flows into the brown in kind of a paint splatter way. I haven't found the perfect outfit for these yet, but I am on the hunt. These are Max Azrias in a suede navy blue with a golden metal heel, and they're very beautiful, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I feel like Max Azria makes shoes for people with like the narrowest feet in the world, and the ridges, like there's always this horrible ridge that runs right underneath the ball of your foot, making it almost impossible to wear these around. Because like otherwise these fit perfectly, they're just super narrow, and that ridge is excruciating. Now, this unusual pair is a collaboration between Nike and Cole Haan from like the Y2K era. Very, very comfortable, and they look heavy because of the chunky heel, but it's like make it made out of cork or something because it's super lightweight, very, very light. And these would be perfect for beach days, wandering around, lawn, very easy to walk in. Here we have a pair of Giuseppe Zanottis. They are a gorgeous wedge heel in like a dark pewter color, with a pretty bow that ties across the front of your foot. The heel is it's got a lot of texture in it and it looks a little bit like wood. It's very futuristic, very space age, but also cute. Here's a pair of Alexander Wangs that are very elegant. They also have a futuristic feel because of the circular metallic detailing at the top. Pretty easy to wear. I would say that they are a little difficult to get into though, but after your foot is past that top section, they're actually quite comfortable. Here's some green Melissa wedges. They're really comfortable and fun to wear around. I love the cutouts along the side of the feet and then across the front of the foot. They're pretty sexy and I like them. Now, I have wanted these Gianvito Rossi heels for years, and I finally found a pair on the RealReal the other day for like $30, and so I just got them and I'm excited to pair them with something. They're made out of a velvet that's so dark blue it looks black with this beautiful red piping. They really remind me of like a military dress jacket. Now, these are the Max Azrias that break my heart the most because I really, really love these. They're from the spring 2013 runway and they look absolutely incredible on. And they also suffer from an extremely narrow footbed, so the ball of my foot is on the most uncomfortable ridge, and you really cannot wear these for more than a couple of minutes without being in excruciating pain. I really need a cobbler to just tear these apart and start from scratch. These booties aren't really anything special. They're by Just Fab, and I purchased them because they match this skirt I wanted to use for a photo shoot really well. And I did that a long time ago, but I still have them, so here they are. This is a pair of Vince Camuto heels that I've had for a while. I wear them in front of I wear them in front of a Tesla charger. I like was pretending to be some sort of android. I really love the cut and color of these Catherine Amberley heels. They are really pretty, like emerald green with a silver metallic heel, which I cannot resist. I love anything with the metal. It brings in a little bit of that futuristic feel. These are a collaboration between Brazilian shoemaker Melissa and industrial and furniture designer Karim Rashid. I wore these to the National Automobile Museum in Reno, where I got to see a DeLorean with the whole clock tower and lightning mock-up behind it, which is very cool. And I got quite the compliment on these beautiful shoes while I was there. Unfortunately, you can't see quite how detailed they are in this video, so I'll throw up a photo I took the other day. I also have a gold pair, and I know they look unusual, but these are some of the most comfortable heels I own. Like out of my entire collection, these are my go-tos for like just easy, comfortable, nice heels to wear out, which is part of why I chose to wear them for this very precarious photo shoot location. After I was done shooting, I realized I was channeling very much the Ozymandias vibe from Watchmen. You'll have to tell me if you see the resemblance. I just wanted to share that I'm competing in Elton John's Style Icon competition. I've already made it into the quarterfinals, and with your help, I might be able to go all the way. The stakes are pretty high. The winner gets to attend the next Versace show in Milan, which is in 2026. They also get a feature in Flaunt magazine and a cash prize. If you're enjoying my style and you want to help out, you can cast a free vote at the link below. Voting ends on December 11th, and here's a quick thank you to everyone who decided to cast their vote for me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This is a pair of Raphael Young black heels. They have a crazy curved, like dark wine lucite heel. They're absolutely stunning when you get the light shining through them, and they have this unusual front, like cut off piece. And my friend was like, "Oh my goodness, they remind me of dragons." So these are very fierce to me, very, very fun. Next, we have a fire engine red pair of vintage heels by Giorgio Beverly Hills. Now, this was interesting. I was trying to find some information on them, and apparently, they were the first luxury boutique to be founded on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, California. So there's a little bit of interesting history for you. I love the way the silver heel curves up the back, and they are very comfortable. I cannot wait to wear these out somewhere. These orange gems are by a regular choice. They are so pretty. They shimmer and they are absolute fire in the sunshine. I absolutely love the oversized in your face gold diamond heel. Isn't that incredible? Next, we have a pair of silver Mugler heels. They're vintage, and what makes these really special is the heel. They're like a very chunky, like a lightning bolt kind of pattern, but very, very comfortable and very pretty. This is a dark olive pair of Rachel Roy heels. I love the texture. It's like a black textured section along the front of the heel, and then I love the angled metal tips on the heels themselves. These are the United Nude Shadow Pumps. They're a really pretty pale yellow pony hair, and they have this incredible heel. It's like this chrome, like a bat wing or antlers or something along those lines. I stayed at this cool B&B in Sacramento when I was there last time, and they had this amazing Art Deco room, and so I did a short little photo shoot before we left that morning. These are by Slovenian designer Lara Bohink, and they are so beautiful in person. They have these incredible metal detail pieces on the front and the backs in a very Art Deco geometric pattern. I believe she only creates furniture now, so if you'd like a pair of these, you're going to have to find them pre-loved. Here's some more shoes from the Mista brand. These are a gorgeous pair of leather pumps, and they have this beautiful angular crystal heel with the green inside of it. These United Nude heels are my go-to when I need a nice black heel that will go with just about anything. They're very comfortable, they're not too high, but they still have that really interesting architectural heel on them. It's kind of a squared off inverted triangle. Very cool. Here's a shot of me wearing them when I went to the OMSI Planetarium in Portland, Oregon. These are by Bruno Magli, and they're very comfortable, so easy to wear. Just a really pretty champagne gold color. Check out these teal Nicholas Kirkwood heels. They're a very, very pretty green color. And I loved how the heel, I don't know, it looks like folded ribbons stacked on top of each other, or maybe butterfly wings. And then the tips on the fronts are like, it's kind of like a spider web motif, which is really cool too. The yellow, it's more of a split pea green yellowish color, so I'm not sure how to pair that with anything I have in my closet, but they are still very pretty. These Sergio Rossi's are probably in the most beautiful seafoam green color you have ever seen. They are really pretty in person. And I believe they're stingray leathers, so you've got like the speckled dots on them too, and they're just really gorgeous. They are a size 6, but I feel like they run a tad large, so they don't quite fit me as perfect as I would have liked, but they are still really pretty. These Marnies are super sexy. I love the curves that are in every part of this shoe. The heel and like the upturned snout is very, very fun. I love the brown color, the dark and the light. I'd love to find a way to make this part of like a Dune-inspired outfit. These are Cynthia Vincent's, and I don't know how to describe the color in person, but it's not a snakeskin or a wood tone, but it's like this mottled, like lighter red and darker red together that goes really, really nicely with everything. The night I went out to see Deadpool and Wolverine, I decided it would be fun to do a little photo shoot, Deadpool inspired, before I went to see the movie. So here they are in that. Here's another pair of Rachel Roy's, and even though they look incredible, like I love the design. It looks like Alien, but in like a gold and silver universe. They're not very comfortable, and the leather on the inside is a really cheap, crumbly kind of leather. So every time I take my feet out, there's just like stuck, crumbly, cheap leather all over them. These cute slingbacks are by Cassidy. My favorite feature is the twisted leather that runs down the outside of the heels. These are Lamb by Gwen Stefani, and they're just really elegant. They're sexy without being over the top, and I love the blue strips on the back so that you get the dark and the light, and I love the contrast of the two and the texture. Now, these wild wooden platforms are by Ports 1961. They were designed by Julia Lunston of the Finsk footwear brand. You can see a pair of gray ones here on their spring 2010 runway show. I actually checked back and I got these on Poshmark in like 2022 for $15. But I was really mad because the seller threw them in a box without any padding and shipped them all the way across the United States. And then when I got them, I tried them on and they were 2 sizes bigger than she had advertised in the listing. They were cheap enough that I just kept them anyway, and I decided to wear them to the biohacking conference 80s dance party because they were absolutely perfect for that, but they are a little big. Next up, we have a pair of Louis Vuitton Fireball mules. This pattern is from the Resort 2018 collection. I always thought mules would be hard to keep on your feet, and that's why I never purchased any until this summer. But these are great. They stay on fabulously. They are a size 5, so that's a full size down from what I normally wear in heels, but they seem to be perfect as far as mules go. Here's a pair of United Nudes in white and a beautiful copper color. They do have that heel I don't particularly care for, but they're very comfortable to wear, and I think they would be great with a pair of trousers over top of them, so maybe that would help hide the heel a little bit. Otherwise, I love the colors, and they are very, very comfortable. This is the Cut Booty by United Nude in purple red fade. It has a really beautiful patent gray leather on the front, a nice white curved heel in the back. I do have to wear really thick socks because the canvas rubs my heels raw, but I kind of have a problem with that in other shoes too, and I think it might be a me problem, not a shoe problem. I'm not really sure. I do love them though. These are United Nudes. Embrace yourselves because I have 3 more colors in this model to share with you. A few years ago, the Met Gala's theme was the Garden of Time, and my best friend and I wanted to participate, so we dressed up and did our own photo shoot for the theme, and I wore these blue heels for that look. When I really, really love a shoe, I will get it in every color that I possibly can. So here they are in silver and black. I love the geometry in these. That's part of why I have to have every color I can find. Here's another pair in black on black. I don't have any photos, but I did end up taking a video at Walmart the other day. Somebody's like, my friend was like, I need a picture of you. So I just stopped by the mirror section and got a little shot. All right, we're back to a taller heel with these ones, and this pair is actually the first pair of this style that I ever purchased. I could not resist. They are such a gorgeous, like red and copper and purple combination. Kind of hard to pair with some outfits. You know, you really have to find the right colors to go with these, but I love them so much. They are so beautiful. United Nudes, once again, these are some really great sock booties, and it's in a very soft leather. And of course has the crystal heel, which I can't resist. I actually saw this still online from Conan the Destroyer while I was filming this voiceover today, and I was like, oh yeah, there's definitely a reason that I want giant crystals in my outfits. It's been ages since I saw those movies, so maybe this is a sign for me to go sit down and and watch both of them again. These are the Mista Amaya booties. They're made out of a beautiful dark green satin, and of course they have the lucite heel that I always choose whenever I can find it, which has a nice gold detailing at the top. This overall, you know, gives you a very Art Deco feel with the emerald green and the gold. Oh, so you thought there wouldn't be any more United Nude crystal boots in this video? Well, you were wrong. Here is a beautiful pair of dark navy and orange crystal heels. Oh my goodness, these are comfortable, so beautiful, easy to slip on. And I haven't actually worn them out yet. I was waiting for the right outfit, but I did catch this really great photo of them over the water the other day. Now we have another pair of Mista Amaya booties. These are in a beautiful black leather, and the heel this time, it's the same shape, but you have kind of like a marble effect, maybe even wood grain if you wanted to think about it that way, but I think it's closer to marble. These were seen on Selena Gomez, I think in 2015, so I believe, you know, this style of boot must have been from around then. These are the United Nude Shadow Booties. They are really, really incredible. Definitely give like Halloween vibes, alien vibes. They have this crazy curved heel on them, and then they have the really chic pony hair on the front and some great leather detailing. I actually hiked into the Desolation area over Lake Tahoe 2 weekends ago and took these really cool photos above the lake, and I was wearing these boots in them. I also have the shadow booties in this pale yellow and tan combination with the silver heel. If you remember from earlier, I have the pumps in this exact colorway, but of course, you know, I love these so much, so I had to get the booties in all the colors I could. I was actually doing this thing last year where I was making outfits inspired by all the House of the Dragon dragons, and so this look was from the Dragon Sunfire. Next, we have these gorgeous red shoes by Melissa. I love how the lines, how the cutouts sweep across your foot. I also love how the heel curves on the inside. They just have a really graceful look to them. These blue boots were a collaboration between Melissa and Vivienne Westwood. They certainly have a very space cowboy feel to them, not only because of the vibrant glittery color, but just the simple clean lines just really give you space cowboy. Oh, I just remembered. I actually believe these are called the Satyr booties. Another pair of United Nude crystal booties. These ones are a very stark black, white, and yellow combination. Very dramatic. I haven't worn them out yet, but I did get a really cool picture of them against the sky the other day, so I will throw that up here. Now, these United Nude boots give me slight cowboy vibes because of the print on the front, which I don't mind at all. They're still very futuristic and still very cool. I did wear these out once to kind of like a garden party birthday situation. Yeah, they still give you the height, but the heel is thick enough that you're not like completely terrified of sinking into the grass when you go out on it. So that's a good thing. These are a pair of Kenzos I got from the Real Real a couple of weeks ago. They're from the fall 2012 runway collection. I watched these for a long time because they are such a dramatic color combination with the neon heels and the teal like suede leather. I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to wear those with anything," but I couldn't stop looking at them, so I eventually put them in my cart and now they're here and I love them. Now, it's hard to find a pair of shoes that makes me think of Dune more than these Gianmarco Lorenzi heels do, but look at that tan and then the bright blue. It reminds me of the spice eyes, like when they start glowing blue after people have taken a lot of spice. I wore these to the Ziggurat building in Sacramento because I wanted to get some of that really dramatic, brutalist, monolithic style of architecture in the shot with me to kind of channel that Dune feeling. These boots are a Y2K collaboration between Nike and Cole Haan, and I decided to be really dramatic with the colors and just channel them into the entirety of the rest of my outfit. Also, I've always loved the cover art for Anne McCaffrey's Rowan series. And these particular boots really remind me of the Damia's Children cover art. This is the United Nude Twirl Booty. I bought these brand new from United Nude and I made a mistake. I got a size 6 and they are too small for me. I can zip them up, but they're extremely tight. So if anybody has a size 7 or 8 in these and wants a size 6, please let me know because I really want these. But yeah, this pair just doesn't fit. This is one of United Nude's most famous heel styles. It's called the Eames heel, and that's because it was inspired by the very famous Eames lounge chair. I know they look really hard to walk in, but they're actually some of the easiest to walk in heels that I have ever owned. Way easier than most stilettos. I promise you, they are not difficult at all. Now, you saw the white and black version of these United Nudes just a few shoes ago, but here I have another set that is in a gorgeous cherry red and black snakeskin with a beautiful silver heel. Once again, very easy to walk in. The top strap is Velcro, so quite easy to get in and out of. These are a really special pair of Gianvito Rossi heels. They're called the Eiko booties, and that's because they were inspired by costume designer Eiko Ishioka. And she designed costumes for Dracula, The Fall, and The Cell. The reason I wanted these so badly was specifically because of Dracula and The Cell. If you recall in the very beginning of the movie, when Dracula is wearing his red armor, that is what these are inspired by, and I have been working on a full outfit inspired by that armor for years now. I keep picking up little pieces here and there, and this was the final finishing touch. Take a look at these Raphael heels. So they were painted to look like pony hair, but they're not actually pony hair. They're smooth leather that just looks like pony hair. And then the heel looks like kind of like horn. I don't know, like buffalo horn or something like that. They're very beautiful, and I love the sweeping lines that curve all the way through. Oh my goodness, I love the geometry. Here are more United Nudes in a really beautiful deep wine color and a black leather. They have a Velcro strap across the front that's kind of like an alligator skin look. And I actually wore these out to dinner the other night. We went to sushi after going out and picking pumpkins in the pumpkin patch. Not in these boots, of course. I wore flats for that. Here we have a really simple, clean bootie from Melissa. They're a really pretty shimmery blue. I was finally able to get these Louis Vuittons in the last year, and I have been waiting years to get a pair of these. They have been on my watch list for such a long time. These were part of the fall 2014 runway collection. And they also fall under the Dracula's armor theme, not only because of the gorgeous deep blood red color, but when you get closer up to the leather, they have these really beautiful, like thin striations in the leather, which really reminds me of the armor itself. And they are just so beautiful, especially with that curved heel. That is really, really special. These Giuseppe Zanottis are a gorgeous patent leather. They're like a really shimmery gold, almost green in person. And they're kind of like this mottled color, so they have some darker tones to them as well. They almost look dirty here at a distance, but they're not. It's just the way they are, and they're actually really, really pretty in person. These are Diane von Furstenberg wedge booties, and don't you just love the wooden stacked heel? I love how many layers they put in there and that they're not all equal. Like you've got kind of the triangular piece up at the top, and then they all have like different geometries. They are very, very cool and very comfortable to wear around. If ever there was a shoe made for a space empress, these would be it. These Raphael Young heels are absolutely killer. Oh my gosh, look at it's like a diamond crystal heel in black, and then you have like the strips and geometries with the gold. It reminds me a lot of the Star Trek Into Darkness jackets, where they have like the black jackets with the like golden arrows on the shoulders. Speaking of shoes I've had on my watch list for quite a while, check out these Yamamoto heels that I picked up just recently. They're from the fall 2012 ready to wear runway collection. I found an old article calling them the Nomad Wedge, but I'm not entirely sure about that name for them. And I don't know if any of you ever played Metroid. I did on my brother's Game Boy when I was growing up, but these heels would look really fabulous with this armor I'm going to throw up on screen right now. You're going to have to let me know how you feel about these Fendi heels. They look both like very old-fashioned and futuristic at the same time. I think they're really pretty. They are part of the fall 2012 runway. Here are some Pradas from fall 2008. Now, what's odd is I couldn't find these in the women's runway, but I was able to find this pattern in a bag on the men's runway, and then there are a pair of men's boots in purple with the same pattern, but nothing on the women's that I could find. I love that the stripes are more organic shapes than actual like tiger stripes or any kind of animal stripe. And I really love the way that they reach around from the back of the shoe and don't quite meet in the middle. There's a little bit of negative space up front. They're really pretty. And they're an interesting brown color. It's kind of more of like a mushroom than a true brown in person. These Derek Lam boots are from the fall 2010 runway, and they are very unusual. I really love them in the pictures, and maybe it's because I haven't found the right thing to wear with them, but I've been on the edge of selling these again because I just can't decide whether or not they really are my style. They are unique and very interesting, and I do love some crazy architectural shoes, but I'm not sure on these yet. Here are another pair of Pradas. I believe these were from around 2007. They're a beautiful ombre. They run from black to, it's kind of a grayish green on the tip of the shoe. It's really cool. And then they kind of have, it's like a knife blade heel. I don't know how to describe it. It has a little bit of a curve, but I really like these. They are very, very pretty. Now, these Fendis are something else. They are extremely glossy, a gorgeous black, and they have this 3D geometric heel. And all I can really see when I look at these heels is like a low poly unicorn. These are like my dark unicorn shoes, and I really love them. They're from the fall 2013 runway show, and Cara Delevingne did an ad campaign with them. She's actually wearing like the fuzzy version in it, but it's the same shoe. These wild purple boots are by Trippin, a German brand. I haven't found the right outfit to wear these with, but I am so excited for when that day comes. They really have that retro space age vibe going for them. Now we have a pair of Hayter Ackerman wedge boots. I was able to find a picture from a runway, but I could not for the life of me find out which runway it was before I had to film this, so I still don't know. I wore these for my House of the Dragon sheep stealer inspired look and also to the Junt Art Museum in Spokane, Washington. Now, don't these Phillip limbs remind you of the Three Musketeer boots, like just a little bit with the downturned top? These are from the fall 2014 runway, and I have the tall version, and you'll see those later. These are slip-on boots, and they have this great axe blade-like heel, very thin but wide, and it's in the palest, like teal green color you can imagine. Here are the United Nude twirl booties in a dark cream snakeskin leather with a nice silver heel. These are a size 38, so if anybody could help me find these in the blue color that I talked about earlier, I would be so grateful. These pair of United Nudes are in a dark navy canvas kind of material. They're nice slip-ons. They're low, but they still have a cool curve to their heel. They're great for wandering around the town. I wore them while I was out antique shopping the other day, and they were great, very comfortable for a day of just thrifting around. You've got to check out the heels on these Thayskins Theory boots. Look at that. I don't even know how to describe it. Inverted heel. It's like stacked the other direction. It's so cool and unusual. Here's an incredible pair of strappy boots by Alejandro Ingelmo. Um, Kim Kardashian has a pair of these, and you can actually see her wearing them in the cover shot for Kourtney and Kim Take New York. You know, for as famous as the Kardashians are, I've actually never seen one single episode. I've seen clips, and obviously they're absolutely everywhere, but I've never watched a single episode. And you know me, if you like it in one color, you might as well get it in every color you can find. So here they are in a really pretty taupe, kind of a tan gray. Very pretty. Easy to walk in. They're a high platform, but they're not bad to walk in at all. These are Velvet Angel booties, and I really love all the circular elements that are incorporated into this shoe. They're also a really interesting brown leather that has a lot of texture. It's not smooth and it's not suede. It just has a lots and lots of texture to it. Here are my Balenciagas. They have a really incredible color blocking details, a lot of cool geometry. They are a bit difficult to get into and then a little bit roomy once you do get into them. It's just the top opening is a little bit small, I think. They were featured in the Charlie's Angels movie from 2019 along with my Fendis. Kind of funny I ended up with both of these shoes, but to be fair, I had the Fendis before I even knew anything about this movie. These short boots are by Seven Dials, and I wore them as part of one of my biohacking conference looks. These Clarks are perfect for when I need a pair of black booties that are going to be comfortable and they will last me all day. I could actually walk miles in these and not get tired. They are so nice. And they have like this really amazing, like, I don't know, pulled together leather look. They're kind of futuristic and I really like them. I wore them out to see Deadpool and Wolverine one night. These wedges are by Philip Lim and they're made out of a really soft, beautiful pony hair. Now, if you need a cute Mrs. Claus outfit, I think these United Nude wedges would be perfect for something like that. They're very festive. These Ms. Moos are a fabulous mix of Victorian and futuristic styles. I love how the strap threads its way through the wooden heel. They're very comfortable, and I even did a little rock climbing in them in the City of Rocks National Reserve in southern Idaho. I went down there and did a really fun photo shoot, and I got some very superhero style photos out of it, which I really, really love. They're also a great addition to any holiday look. With our second pair of Ms. Moo's boots, they are all about the curves, the curved heel, and these beautiful sweeping lines that curve around from the top of the calf, like down in front of your leg, and then back around again. I also wore these to the City of Rocks, the Bruneau Sand Dunes near Boise, Idaho, and most recently I wore them to Virginia City, which is a very old time, like cowboy looking city, and you can go there and watch, mock gunfights, and it's a fun little place. And our third pair of Ms. Moo's boots are these gorgeous brown ones. They really remind me of the still suits in Dune with all of the striations and the in the fabric part and then the solid like leather pieces. You get this very armor type looking boot. They're very comfortable. I love these. I haven't really had many chances to wear them out. I'm waiting for the right outfits, but they are gorgeous. Now, you've already seen the short version of these Phillip Lim boots. Aren't they incredible? Still with the icy wedge and the barbells all across the front. They have a side zip, so they're very easy to get into. They're very comfortable. They are very, very heavy though, so if you have to put them in your luggage and get on an airplane, like they are heavy, which just means they're well made. They're very soft and comfortable. They're from the fall 2014 runway, and they definitely have like a treasure planet, kind of a space pirate vibe to me. Very futuristic, very modern. These boots are a Nike and Cole Haan collaboration. They're a beautiful yellow tan with color blocking and black. I love the geometric panels. They're very futuristic and sexy. I wore these to my City of Rocks photo shoot, and also when Deadpool and Wolverine was really big, I did a little photo shoot at home with them. Now this is the exact same pair, but in all black. They're older, like they're from the Y2K era, so they don't come up a lot, but when they do, if I can find one in my size, I'm gonna get it because they are very comfortable and just hug the leg perfectly. These are by Irregular Choice. You saw the orange heel pair earlier. These definitely channel like Crystal Singer vibes, one of the Anne McCaffrey books from when I was young. These fabulous over-the-knee boots are by United Nude. They're pull-ons and they are made out of a really awesome, like a stretch neoprene fabric. They have very curvy kind of heels with beautiful silver detailing on the front and up the back of the heel. They're very comfortable. I wore these out to dinner at Lake Tahoe just a couple of weekends ago. Great for, colder winter weather. Now, these are actually by the hiking brand Merrell, but they are my absolute favorite, favorite, favorite flat boots for when I need something comfortable, but also has like that swoopy sci-fi feel. I really, really love these. I've worn them out. I wore them out to take pictures of the aurora, and they're just really, really amazing. And then we have another pair of Merrells, slightly different from the last ones I showed you, but I still love them with that curvy sci-fi kind of feeling. Kind of a military sci-fi boot, I suppose. These beautiful boots are by Cassidy, and you're gonna have to forgive me because I was not able to zip them up all the way. I'm able to zip them up more than when I got them, so I'm definitely losing weight. It's coming off of my calves. That's just the way it is sometimes, but I will get there. And these are so pretty. They have like a mini houndstooth pattern, so the gray is the houndstooth, and then look at that snake skin. It's like a bright coral snake skin. These are absolutely gorgeous, but I would say they run small in both size and like the boot shaft size itself. These are a 7.5, and my feet feel fairly snug in them, which is surprising. And continuing with boots, I can't quite zip up right now. These Jill Sanders are, oh my God, these are to die for. Look at those swooping panels. The have you ever seen anything more beautiful? They're very futuristic. I've been in love with these ever since I first laid eyes on them. Moving on to flats, these are by Melissa and Gaetano Pesci. They are these crazy iridescent, like white, silvery blue bubble shoes. And speaking of Melissa, every pair of shoes they ship out, they have like the signature bubblegum scent. So not only do these look like bubbles, they actually kind of smell like bubblegum, which is funny. These are the United Nude Low Res Flats in like a pearlish white. I've had these for quite a while, so I've definitely done many indoor photo shoots with them, and I actually wore them to the top of the sand dune in Bruno Sand Dunes, just outside of Boise, Idaho. I also have the low res flats in black. I've had these for quite a while, and I actually took them to a photo shoot down in Twin Falls. So if you hike into the canyon, you can go to Pillar Falls, which is down there in the by the water, and got some fun photos down there. Here we have a nice simple pair of flats by Melissa and Jason Wu. They are nude and black and just easy to wear around. These Black Melissa flats are a collaboration with Campana, and they are really, really pretty. They're very flexible. I love all the wiry, twisted designs. I love these at the beach. They're very easy to walk in, and I always seem to be wearing them every time I go to see a rocket ship. These are Melissa and Campana silver geometric flats. Very comfortable. I wore them to a wedding this summer. Melissa's again, I have a lot of their flats. These are a really pretty coral pattern, and they are in kind of an iridescent tan. Another pair of the curved wire Melissa flats. These are in a really dark, like coppery color, and I wore them around Old Town Sacramento when I was there. More Melissas in the coral pattern. These are a really pretty, like fiery orange, very, very vibrant in person. These are Melissa and Jason Wu. The back on these ones is kind of clear and it has a really interesting, kind of like a butterfly wing pattern on it. Here we have some orange Melissa and Campanas. They're a really interesting abstract pattern, almost like a kelp or maybe even flames, but they're very pretty and I really like these ones. This is a pair of United Nude flats. They have a really cool low geometric heel, and then the front is a really neat spotted leather. Here's a fun strappy pair of flats by Melissa and Jason Wu. Here are some Phillip Lim flats from the spring 2015 runway. I like to wear these with a long skirt or trousers or something like that because I feel like if they're just on their own, they make your foot look really bulky, and I don't love that look, but with something long to kind of like disguise that fact, I actually really like these. These sandals are by Geox, and I just really love the iridescent green color of them and the interesting like leather ridge they have at the top. Here we have a sort of loafer style pair of flats by United Nude. The upper portion is a stretchy fabric and they're pretty easy to put on, but I would only wear these with trousers because otherwise I think they make my foot look really clunky and big. Yet another collaboration between Melissa and Campana. These flats are, they take their inspiration, I guess, from cardboard. So when you turn a piece of cardboard sideways, you know, the geometric patterns you see on the edge, that's what these have on them. This pair is a tiny bit small on me as they are a size 5, but I did wear them to Pillar Falls anyway. Now I got these Melissas because of the Dracula armor outfit I want to put together. So when I get tired of wearing heels, I would probably switch into these. So I could not resist picking them up, and they are very, very comfortable. These lace-up sneakers are by Mephisto, and I just love them. They're very neutral, white and kind of a pale silvery color. I wear these all the time when I just need something really comfortable to walk around in like the city in, and I don't want, you know, flats falling off my feet. These are perfect for that. These sneakers are by Sandro, and they're a very recent addition to my collection, so I haven't had time to wear them out, but they do seem very comfortable. This model is called the Flame Sneaker. Now, these Clarks are my favorite pair of booties for wearing out when I need something to protect me from maybe the rain, maybe I'm walking through wet grass, or maybe the ground is dusty, like when I went to the corn maze and pumpkin patch the other day. I wore these there. I absolutely love these. They took a little while to break in, but they're one of my very favorite pairs of flats. I promised to save my most special pair of heels for last, and here they are. These are a collaboration between Charlotte Olympia and one of the most famous female architects, Zaha Hadid. They're wedges with a cantilever illusion heel made out of lucite and rose gold colored metal detailing around that. There were only 100 pairs ever made, and there was a really pretty lucite clutch to go along with them. I don't have the clutch, but I wish I did. Thanks for watching. Let me know what were your favorite pair of shoes and have a wonderful rest of your day.